Hello, everybody, and welcome to another vlog. This vlog is going to be a packing vlog for my next upcoming trip. We are actually leaving on Friday, which is I'm filming this Wednesday morning. So it's in a few days. I need to start packing everything, and I'm only traveling with one carry-on, so nothing major is gonna be, it's not a really big packing situation because I only have one carry on and a duffel bag. So it's not going to be as, intense as if it was like with me to checked in luggage or something like that. So hopefully it's not going to take me too long, but I want to share with you what I go over before traveling, things that I don't want to miss out on, things I do to prep for my travel. And I hope you enjoy this video. I know I've been transitioning a little bit into more vlogging process, like vlogging videos and lifestyle versus just focus on like one designer handbag. I know I've been looking at a lot of luxury. When I started this channel, I was doing unboxings and things like that, but I want to branch out a little bit because I feel like so much you can do outside of just unboxings, right? Like I really like the lifestyle videos, so I was like, if I really enjoy them, I'm sure other people enjoy watching these videos versus just watching vlogs, versus just watching unboxings and just talking about specifically luxury. So this is more of like a transition to more lifestyle. Of course, there's going to be more luxury. I'm always interested in handbags and designer items and jewelry, so and just clothing pieces, so I'm always interested in fashion. So that's still not going anywhere. I'm still going to be doing unboxings. I'm still going to be looking at skincare, makeup, and things like that. So it's just like I feel like it depends on that week what I can film, what I can't film, because I still have a 9 to 5 job. So just keep that in mind. And I'd really like the lifestyle videos. What do you think about them? I know not a lot of people are a big fan, but I feel like I am. And first off, I do have a major checklist that I do before traveling, and one of them is getting a mani and a pedi. I have that appointment later today, so I'm still gonna be doing a little bit of unpacking, and then I'll go and get my nails done. Um, but yeah, these are really bad. My nails chipped so bad this time. I'm not sure why, but it's been a while since I got them done. But I'll go, and I'm thinking of like more of a springy color because I am over this gloominess. I don't know if you can tell, but it's been so gloomy this week, and even next week. I'm glad I'm not going to be here, but it looks like it's also going to be raining the whole week, and it's just going to be gloomy every single day. So I can't wait for a vacation. It's been super intense at work, so I just need to be out of here for a little bit. So, yeah, let's start a little bit of unpacking. I'll show you some things I go through before I travel, and then um, some things that I normally do. I think I've been getting better at packing because I've done this so many times now. So I know what I'm gonna wear, what I'm not gonna wear on vacations and things like that. Before I used to overpack, and honestly, that's like the worst for me now. I just wanna even like underpack if I can. But because it's just a carry on, that's not gonna be feasible because I have clothing, makeup, skincare, and shoes. So, I'll show you what goes on into this packing video. Please let me know if you like this style, subscribe, and stay tuned for more. And let's get started. I'm gonna start with my beet juice before I start with anything. Okay, first of all, let's start with the packing process and basically my packing process. What I do the week of travel, I basically put my carry-on and all the compartments that will go into the carry-on around my luggage. And this way, every time throughout the week I remember that I missed something, I can just also place it right next to it. So this just gives me time to think about what I want to put in my carry-on and whatnot. And this way I don't overpack or underpack or miss things or forget to pack things and then end up purchasing more when I get there. So this really just helps me keep myself in check. So this is just for my purposes. Right now, what I'm using as a carry-on is the Quince I can't remember how many inches this one is, but this is the expandable one that they had. So I really like it. I love how smooth the feet are, like the wheels. And I've only traveled with it once, so it doesn't, like, I haven't had it for a long period of time, so I can't give a full review on it. So far, I like it. And then when we go into compartments inside of it, I really do like the compartments. So we have 2 zippers type of a situation. This one is perfect if you have like a laptop, you can throw this on top. And then it also comes in a laundry bag, which is super nice and comes in handy. And I've definitely used it before. So that's why I do like the structure of it on the inside. I do want to talk a little bit about what I have around my luggage. I have here 3 mesh bags, and those mesh bags, they basically are for laundry, but I don't use them for that. I use them as compartments to put my clothes in so that nothing gets on my clothes from, like, I don't know, dirt, dust, anything, when I have it open in a hotel room. So I do like them. I have 3 different sizes. I put like the bigger ones I use for like sweaters and like shirts, and then one I use for intimates, and the other one I would use for like tees. And this way it just keeps everything organized inside of my carry-on throughout the traveling. It's just easy to access my things this way when I know where everything is. So that's definitely, I always travel with all these mesh bags. Then the other items I have on here are these plastic compartments. I use these for one for makeup and the other one for makeup brushes, and I have one more for skincare and one more for toiletry of like shampoos, toothbrushes, things like that. I have like 4 of those that go into my carry-on. I packed these the last thing, but I did want to show you these, but honestly I wait for these till the end because I do put makeup before I travel, so I definitely wait till the last minute. And this one right here is basically where my jewelry goes. So I pack all my jewelry in here and put them into my duffel bag. And this way I never lose my jewelry. I know where exactly it is and where it sits. I love this. I cannot honestly travel without any of these because if I don't, I will lose all my jewelry all the time. So I really love those. And then the other 2 items I have, let me grab the duffel, which you have seen before in my previous videos. This duffel, I will put all my jewelry boxes and also put all the luxury designer handbags that I'm taking with me. I'm taking 2, the Prada and the Gucci one. I spoke about them in a different video, so if you're interested, definitely go check that one out. I put them in here easily. They fit easily inside of my duffel bag. Oh, one thing that I forgot is my passport holder, which I will be grabbing and putting in here as well, and my card holder. So this is what it looks like this same week that I'm traveling. Everything is a little bit all over the place, a little bit messy, but I feel like I have everything around my luggage just to understand how am I gonna organize my carry-on. This is really particular because it's a carry-on. I can't underpack and I can't overpack. Like, this is all I'm taking with me. I also cannot forget packing my Gucci passport holder. As you can see, it's in here. I have my global entry, my passport holder, everything I need in this one. I also put my card holder, like the Louis Vuitton one that I have, but I'm gonna use it for the next week, so I'm not gonna put it in my luggage. But see, I love this. I cannot travel anywhere without this passport holder. I just put my designer handbags inside my duffel bag because I'm not gonna use it for the next few days, so I just put them in here with my jewelry, and this way I won't forget about them and they're already in the duffel bag. Of course, this is gonna get filled even more closer we get to date because I need my Kindle, I need some things I would want on the airplane, so this is gonna get filled a little bit more, but this is just like initial packing process for me. Another thing I do before traveling is I clean all my makeup brushes. I wanna, I don't wanna have like dirty brushes for another like 2 weeks while I'm traveling. So I clean everything, like deep clean with soap and conditioner, all my face brushes. Okay, so the next step for me is to know what I'm gonna travel with, what clothes I'm gonna take. I checked the weather forecast and it looks like it's gonna be 70s. Well, 60s mostly and 50s. So I need like a couple sweater or like one sweater, and then the rest could be like light clothes. And then I'm also gonna be taking one jeans, like the light jeans, and then one black jeans, and then one like dressier. This is from Spank. I can't remember what it's called. It's from Spanx. I can't remember what it's called, but it's something a little bit more dressier. And then there's just two jeans. I think that's going to be it. That's all I'm traveling with in regards to like pants. I'll probably do one dress, and the rest are going to be like tees, and then like a sweater so that if it's cold. I also need like a travel outfit, so that's gonna be another story. It's probably gonna be like a cashmere set because I hate being cold on the airplane, but at the same time I can take off like the cashmere sweater with a t-shirt underneath if it gets too warm. Also, I'm thinking of taking something like this for the airplane. I'm still not sure if this is gonna be the one in regards to like jackets, but I have more in another closet. But I don't know, that's something I'm debating. So this is why I need to figure out throughout the week, try on clothes and see what I'm taking and what I'm not gonna be taking. Also, this Quinn silk dress, it's basically a tube top I bought it recently. I haven't worn it like at all, so I think it's a great opportunity to wear it this trip. And what I'm gonna do is layer it with sweaters on top when it gets chillier. So that's my goal for this one. Or even just have like one of those, I don't know what they're called, but like these types of jackets on top of it. Obviously, I'm gonna take one sneakers, and this is the sneakers that I'll be taking. I really like how this looks with almost all outfits, and it's just like, you know, springy. I love the colors on this Adidas Giselle, so I'm probably gonna take this one, and then obviously I'll put it in a dust bag. And then I don't know what the other shoes is gonna be. I'm thinking of my loafers, or I don't know if I'm going to take these sandals either. I don't know. I feel like this trip is going to be more of like museums, operas, sightseeings, or even like the nature. But I don't think it's going to be like more spending time by beaches and things like that. So I don't know if actually that's coming with me. But I'm for sure going to take loafers because I saw on a lot of the restaurants that it needs to have a closed toe shoes in the restaurants, which is interesting. I've never seen that before, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna end up taking like what is it called, like loafers with me because it looks dressier and nicer. These are the loafers that I'm thinking of, like the Thursday boots loafers. I don't know what you think. Should I take loafers, yay or nay? Another thing I like to do with skincare is I like to take products that are like almost empty, half empty, because if any liquids, like this is, I love this face mist. If anything is above, I believe 1 ounce, they can throw it out for you, or like you have to check in your bag. So I'd rather be on the safe side and just pack everything that's, you know, smaller quantities. I also try to save some of my old skincare packaging so I can like transfer some of the items into a smaller packaging. This way saves me a lot of space in my luggage as well. I'm also taking my shampoo. You can see it's almost empty. It's down to here. I love the Olaplex #4 Bond Maintenance Shampoo. Honestly, no matter what they provide in a luxury hotel or not, I don't like the hair products that they provide in the hotels. So I'm gonna end up just, you know, using what I have, and then I'll use what they have for conditioner because that's not the issue for me. The issue is like the shampoo, and I want my hair texture to not fall apart. So I'm taking this one with me this time. For the leave-in conditioner, I'm gonna take this Crown Affair leave-in conditioner. And I'm gonna transition what I have in here. I'm gonna transfer some of it to a smaller plastic bottle. This is so heavy. This is all a glass bottle. I'm also taking a face mask. This is the CosRX one, the Snail Mucin Power Mask. This is so hydrating, and I need something hydrating after the flight because my skin is gonna be so dehydrated from the long 10-hour flight. And now, do you see this giant toiletry bag? I need to sort out through it. I'm not taking the whole thing with me. I'm only taking few. These are all just accumulation of like samples that I got toiletry from hotels. I just feel like these are always necessities for me, but I'm gonna only take what I need. I may take slippers and a toothbrush, like 3 of them, because I don't keep reusing the same one, especially like the cheap ones, because I feel like they're not so great for the teeth. And then I have hand sanitizer wipes and things like that. So I'm definitely gonna sort through this and take out what I need from this. This is too big to put in my carry-on, so I need to like narrow it down. Okay, so I narrowed it down to all of these items, the slippers, the towelettes. These are great for the airplane, although they give us some, but it's nice to have extra ones. Toothbrushes, shower cap, just in case. They always have these in hotels, but just in case. The nail file I'm keeping in my purse for sure. I love a good nail file on the go. And then this shower, like this is a face wash. I got this as a sample from one time Sephora. And then the Colgate, the on-go like toothbrushes, the mini ones, the disposable ones. A hand sanitizer, Benadryl, also have Alka-Seltzer, and then these are good for stress, like if you have, I don't know what they're called, like pressure things, I don't know, just to relax the muscles, and obviously a Band-Aid. So I will be packing everything into this one. Also, I forgot to mention hairband, the blisters, stickers, bandages, handy very much. And then this one is great for cleaning sneakers. So I always have that in there. And then obviously the lint roller as well. This one's gonna go in the duffel bag, but I'm just gonna put it up here so that if I remember anything else, I'll just throw it back in there. For skincare, this is gonna be really funny because all of these are samples, and except one, this is the Jouer Skin Barrier Cream. I really like this moisturizer, so I've been using it while traveling because I like how the packaging is. This is Dr. Idris Face Serum. These two are Xoxo. Is that what the brand called? Face serums, eye cream, and all of these four are cleansers because I triple cleanse. So I need a lot of cleansers. So I got all of these oil cleanser, and then just the Tatcha regular cleanser. This is all in mini size except the Lineage lip mask. This is in a full size. I always had a mini one, but I used up all of them. So it is what it is. I'll just end up carrying that one in a full size. Another important thing is my vitamins. I need to fill out all of these day and night. For every single day that I'm staying abroad. I'm gonna actually fill them both ways so that it's a lot more than 7 days that we're staying. So this way I'm still on my vitamin games because that's so important to me. Other than that, I would get sick. Like I need my vitamin D. And this way, these are easy to pack. I just throw them in the carry-on and we are good to go. Same with perfumes. I am taking the Lady Dior because this one is almost empty. So this way I don't risk getting it thrown out or anything. So I can just use it up and then replenish when I get back in the States. I don't mind doing that. Okay, so I'm still doing some trip planning. So before I head out to any single country, what I do is I map out the route. I literally look at their map and I figure out the cities, villages that I want to visit. So that's the first thing I see it literally on my computer. I open up their map and I look at it so I can make sense of like what the route is going to look like within that country. So that's the first thing I do. As you can see here, figure out the route. What are we doing? What are we interested in doing? Are we staying in the same country? Are we taking day trips to other countries? What are we doing? So this is the first thing I do is figure out the route. And then I figure out the trains, like how are we getting there? Are we Ubering? Are we taking trains? What are we doing? Is there like trains transfers within that country? Like what do we need to do? So I do all of that through an app called Omnio. I love this app. It's really good for Europe. I used it all throughout Europe. And I basically map out how long the distance is between every single city that we're heading to. So I write that in. I see how much time I want to spend in every city. I draw that in before buying anything, before buying hotels, train bookings, anything. So figure that out. And then once I figure out like the train rides, okay, so we can get from point A to B with this train, we're good. I start looking at hotels. First of all, I do some research. I look up Google, like what is the best areas to stay, for example, in Vienna in this situation? What is the safest areas to stay in Vienna? So all of that research I do before booking anything. And because the booking part is really the easiest part, there's a million hotels almost in all cities, except I think villages. That's when you want to pay a little bit of attention and you want to spend a little bit more time. So that's how it goes. And then you start planning things to do in every single city. And that's all on paper, so you can see how much time you need to spend in every single city. Also, I sometimes like to go to TikTok and I search like things to do in specific areas, because a lot of people go there on details of like you will need 2 hours in this palace to visit or things like that, or like what route to get to what place. So I do so much research before I book anything, and that really saves me a lot of time when I'm starting to book stuff. I also, yeah, so this is what it is. And then after I figure out how much time I'm spending in every single city, I start figuring out, okay, like for example, we have an extra 2 days in Vienna that I think we can get stuff done in 2 days, and then we have extra 2 days. Okay, can I fit in like a day trip in those days? And that's when I figure out like looking at other countries and how long it takes to get there. And literally that's how it goes. So this is just what I'm doing right now. I'm still figuring out some of the logistics of the trip. I'm also doing a lot of research online, TikTok, just things like that. After I book everything, that's when I move on to the next step of like restaurants. What restaurants are we eating? Where are we gonna eat? What type of food they have? I like to explore like historical areas within cities. I like to explore cultural things. Like I'm not going there to eat fast food or American things. So these are the type of things that I do a lot of research on. Also, coffee places are so important for me. I am a coffeeaholic. I have to figure out what coffee places I'm booking. Okay, so these things I like to do. There are also things on the list where like things that I would like to do. For example, I would add in shopping if I had a little bit more time. For example, I can go shop. These are like nice to haves, but not important things for me to do, because I'm not going there to shop. I'm going there to explore and do cultural things, museums, palaces, visit so many things. So this is how I honestly go about my trip before I start booking anything. I'm also mapping out just some of the things that we're gonna see, and I always try to make sure that the timing, like the open time and closing time of every single museum or gardens or anything that we're going to, or palaces, because that really is helpful information. Because sometimes most museums are off on Mondays in Europe, so they're closed on Mondays or Sundays, so you need to figure that out. So this way when you're planning your trip, you know when to go where. This way you don't miss out on any of the like must-see items on your list. Let's go and get those nails done. All right, so this is the night of the trip, and this is what the final look in my carry-on looks like. I actually still feel like I have some space here. So you can see there's still some space, and it will close just fine. I can walk you through quickly what I have inside of this carry-on. First, I just place all my makeup, brushes, skincare at the end, but at the bottom I have jeans. I have the one loafers that I'm bringing with me. And then on the other side, so you can see it stacks up really well like this. So it looks just fine. And then on the other side, I have all my vitamins. I put them all in 3 of those because I'm not taking as many vitamins, but vitamin D is a must. So I'm just stacking the vitamins that I'm taking with me into 3, and I have them labeled at the bottom. And then on here, I have 3 sets of mesh bag, 1 for intimates, 1 for sweaters, and 1 for tees and pajamas. So these are all fitting on one side, nicely stacked. And that's what it looks like. Honestly, I still have some, even like if I want to squish more stuff inside in between here, it will fit just fine. And then for my duffel bag that will be sitting on top of my carry-on, we have two of the handbags that I'm bringing, my passport holder. Let me show you. And then a Kindle, and then my jewelry case, my sunglasses, and perfume. And yeah, and then just like a little bit of like, this is another little travel bag that I put all my like Benadryl, ibuprofen, just in case, like all my just in case in that one. So it's a catch-all for everything. I also have somewhere in here is the mini pochette, which has like hand sanitizer, has bandages, it has like lipsticks, lip moisturizers, all these things. And I also have a mini travel size perfume from Oil Perfumery, and this stacks perfectly on top of this. I will close this up and then I'll put this at the top and show you what it looks like. This is what it looks like. They stack perfectly on top of the carry-on, and that sneakers right there is the one I'm gonna wear for traveling. And yeah, like it's really smooth. I really love this carry-on. Look at this. Super smooth. It's getting a little bit heavy, but it's not too heavy that I can't deal with it, okay? But I think it's fine. Traveling with a carry-on is very doable, and you know, it makes your life easier, honestly, when you get there, when you only have one carry-on and you're good to go. So yeah, that's all I have. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, like if you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment box, and I will see you soon. Bye guys.